Okay everybody, so we've got our vegetables and we're ready to cook our chilli. So you've chosen yours, as many vegetables as you want and as much colour for the nutrition. Because don't remember, we don't only eat with our mouth, we eat with our eyes. So come on guys, get creative, get experimenting and choose whatever you want to put in your recipe. So I'm going to start off by cutting up the onion ready to go into ours. So we're going to do our claw. So we're going to go across like that, and then down to our little lines Mother Nature gave us to follow. There we go. And then we can do some quite big pieces. We want all our pieces to be a very similar size so that they all cook at the same time. So there is our onion. We're now going to do our pepper. So once again, we get our bridge. We go down the middle. There we go. Open it up. And this is a little job for the children to get involved with. They can clean the pepper, the middle of the pepper with the spoon. So we just literally go on the white, go along like this, and round, and loosen it, and off it comes, and into our little bowl. There we are. So now we're just going to flatten our pepper out. It just makes it easier for us to cut. So we're going to, with our bridge, we're going to go across like that. And again, like that. And like that. And then we will cut up to similar pieces that we've done with the onion. So we go our claw and across, and don't forget, the knife doesn't need to lose the board. Point on the board. There we go. Fingers, nails tucked in. And across we go. There we are. So we have our vegetables. Now, a handful of vegetables is the amount that you would need really towards your 5 a day. So that's a nutritious amount of vegetables to go into your recipe. We've now got our garlic. So we're going to, I've already started because I showed you how to do that earlier on. So don't forget, we're going to get rid of that thumb. And we're going to get our 2 fingers and we're going to go over like this until the size that we want. Bring it back to the middle and across we go. And that's it. And that's our garlic done like that. Okay, so Angela now has been warming up the oil for us. And she's also put the water on to do the rice. So we're going to cook brown rice today, which comes under our starchy carbohydrates. I couldn't say that for a minute then. Brown rice is more healthy, a little bit more tasty, a little bit more nutty. Anything changing to brown is better for you. But if you've only got white, that's fine, not a problem. So Angela's warming up the fat. So we're going to transfer this over to the cooker now.
Okay, so while this is doing, we're going to keep stirring this around. Don't worry too much if the peppers start to char a little bit. That's fine, it will just add some extra flavour to the recipe, so that's not too bad. Once that's all softened, we can add the garlic.
We're ready to do that now.
We're cooking the garlic, we're adding the garlic afterwards because it takes slightly less time to cook. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
And now we can reduce the heat and get on with the next job. So now we're going to add some more vegetables. Now I've got here a butternut squash. I've washed it and made sure it's all very nice and clean, and I've just taken off the top. I've also cut across here so that we have flat surfaces to be able to cut on. Now we're going to need to chop this up into good chunks, about the same size equally. Remember, always cut on the flat. Some nice chunks. Remember thinking about the rainbow at all times. Thinking about adding some good, healthy vegetables into the diet. I think that should be about the right size. We'll move that out of the way. Keep the skin on because that gives you a nice little bit of extra fibre. No need to take that off. And that's the butternut squash done. Now we have our courgette we're going to add. Just take the top off, get rid of that. And then we're going to cut it down the side. So we're using our bridge. We're going through the centre and down so that we can get some nice surfaces to work with. We turn it round and we're going to chop. Again, we're looking to get the same size, approximately chopping to the same size as the others. So now we've got a bit of a green colour going in now. And now we've got a carrot. Again, no need to peel, as long as we've washed it and it's nice and clean. We can use all of this because it gives us another little bit of extra fibre. So we're going to tip and tail. We're going to use our bridge, keeping our fingers out of the way, and we're going to chop our carrot in half. This way we've got a nice flat surface to work with. Again, we're looking for the same size portions, so we're just going to chop that. And now we've got lots of different flavours, lots of different colours, and we're just going to add that to our pot. Now we're thinking about some vegetables that we're going to add that have come in a variety of a tin. So these are store cupboard items really. We've got lots of different things that we could add. We're going to go today with the red kidney beans in water. Remember what we were saying about no salt, no sugar? So we're going to open that and we're going to add a tin of that for ours. And then we've also got Italian cherry tomatoes, fine ripened. So we're just going to add that as well, just to give us a couple of extra options. If you wanted to, you're more than welcome at this point to add cannelloni beans, butter beans, peas, sweet corn, anything at all that you've got in the cupboard to hand, even baked beans. If you wanted to use baked beans and your children particularly like them, as long as you use a sieve and you wash off the sugary sauce that accompanies it, you can just throw that in as well. So remember, wash off the sugary sauce, pop that in the pan, and you're good to go with your Heinz baked beans or whatever other baked beans may be available. Okay, so we've opened our tins, and now what we're going to do is we're going to use the whole of our tin. We're not going to strain it or anything like that. We'll make use of the juices that we've got in there. So we're going to pop all of the tins into the mixture. So there we go, the tomatoes. In goes the chilli beans. And we're just going to give them a nice stir round.
Look at all that colour.
Looks lovely, Carol.
So we've brought this up to the boil now, and we're just going to turn it down to simmer. we're going to add a teaspoon of our cumin oil, because don't forget, which is all the spices, give it all the lovely flavour. Oh, smell that. And a teaspoon of our chilli. Now, it's entirely up to you. It's to your own taste as to how much chilli you put in. And you can use fresh chilli if you want to. We'll just stir that in. And remember, if you're using fresh chilli, it is the seeds that hold the heat and the white pith in the middle. So if you take them out, the more that you take out of your chilli there, the milder your chilli will be. But it's all down to taste. And then we're just going to try that. Just have a little try. See how that's thickening? It's thickening up lovely. Just going to have a little try. Oh, that is really lovely. It's actually quite chilly, a little bit hot. We'll just have a little bit of salt. Little bit, there we go, of pepper. And we've now got that onto a medium, a 4, just below medium heat. And we're going to put a lid on there. And we're going to let that simmer away. There we are. Oh, that lid's far too small. Cut that bit. Cut that bit. That will do. So we're going to simmer that for about 15 minutes. By that time, our rice will be cooked and we'll be ready to eat.
Here at the community fridge, we don't like to waste. It's all about zero waste. Remember, we've done this earlier. We had our red pepper and we took out all the little seeds. Now, each of those little seeds inside is a plant. So what you could do is get your children to scoop them out for you, or even yourself if you've got an allotment. All you need to do is to just carefully, or you can use the back of the spoon, peel off all the little seeds. Just like this. Then you just pop them onto a piece of kitchen roll or a towel. Let them dry out. Put them on a windowsill. Let them dry out. When you don't get any more moisture on this and they're nice and dry, you'll know because they'll be like paper thin. All you need to do is to get the children or yourselves to get a plastic cup, put some multi-compost in the top, make a tiny little hole in the top like this, and then you just pop a seed in. Each one is a plant. Once you've done that, you just put it on the windowsill every other day, give it a little drop of water, and before you know it, in 4 to 6 weeks, you'll have your very own chilli plants growing. Very simple, very easy. You can pop them on your patio, you can put them on your kitchen windowsill. They will go into baskets if you want to put them in a basket. They will need a cane at some point though. But that's just a little tip, maybe something that the children can grow for you, ready for your next vegetable chilli.
So our vegetables are cooking beautifully. We're just going to take the lid off. Look at this. Absolutely smells so tasty. So we're going to leave the lid off now for about 10 minutes just to let it reduce. If it does go too thick, you can always put a little bit of water in, but I don't think it will. Quite a lot of juice from those cans. So we're going to leave that now for 10 minutes and we're just going to enjoy the smells that come from it all. And the rice is cooking beautifully. Okay, so we'll turn our cooker off. We're all ready. So we'll go over here. Our rice is ready. We just fork it just to break it up a little bit. Look at that. That looks lovely, doesn't it? There we go. So we'll put our rice on our plate first. Once again, we're thinking about portions. So a nice spoonful of rice there, which would be equivalent to the handful as I was saying. We'll put that on the plate there, maybe just a little bit more. And then over into, oh, this looks lovely. Look at all the colours. Look at all the lovely colours we have there. We'll put that onto our plate. Make sure we've got plenty of the colours. There we are. ready to go. Let's have a little bit of the juice. It'll have all the lovely chili sauce in it and the tomato and the colours. Okay. So now we can just dress it up and make it look pretty with a little bit of our coriander. You don't have to buy it, you know, like this. You can grow it. You can grow it on the windowsill. Very easy to grow. So we just pull a little bit of this away now. Pop that in there. See how we're getting all posh now, you see? Impressing anybody that you're going to serve it up to. And then we have some of our yogurt. Don't have to use this, but it is nice. And if you have gone a little bit heavy with the chili, it will cool it all down for you. So there we are, all ready to go to the table. So we've also got all our nutrition in there, thinking back to our 5 a day and all our protein, etc. So we have our rice, which is our starchy carbohydrates. So that's one of our 5 a day. We also have our protein. So we have our beans and our vegetables. So that's another one of our 5 a day. We have our dairy. So there we go. That's on top. That's our dairy. And then we have our healthy fats. So we have got vegetable oil, sunflower oil, olive oil. Anything that stays runny would be a healthy fat. So things like coconut oil, butter, things that sort of become solid are your saturated fats. You don't want to be too heavy on them. You want to think about them as you're using them. So with your healthy fats, so I only put literally a small spoonful into the frying pan, just like that. That's all we needed. And we're all healthy and ready to go, guys. Enjoy your food. Okay, guys, so I haven't forgotten about the vegans and the vegetarians out there. This is obviously a vegetarian vegan menu, apart from the yogurt that I put on top. But you can now get your vegan yogurts, etc. So you can enjoy it just the same as we do. We can also just go back to the dairy products in our healthy 5 a day. Is the soya milk. Soya milk does come under a healthy part of your diet, but just remember, don't look for the ones with the added sugar. We don't want to be piling on the sugar in what we eat and what we take in. So we have our soya to go to, but not the added sugar. So this recipe was for 4, family of 4 probably, but if we don't want to use it all, we can freeze it in batches or put it in the fridge. Your rice, as long as it's cooled, you can cool that out on a tray. The quicker it's cooled, the more healthy it is. And then that can be stored in the fridge for 3 days, but only 3 days. After 3 days, it's not really a good idea to use. We can use this on jacket potatoes. We can do it in wraps. We can put some lovely sprinkling of cheese on top. You've also got your vegan cheese, so we're not leaving out the vegans or the vegetarians. So there's lots of things you can do with it, just as long as you make sure it is cold and cooled as quickly as possible. One other little tip, if you've done a batch of rice and you do want to get it cooled quickly, you can put it in a sieve, run it under cold water and just make sure it drains off on kitchen towel or something like that. Then it can go straight into the fridge or in the freezer. So if you're changing the recipe to your choice, that's absolutely fine, but still try and keep thinking about your healthy options. So your carbohydrates, for instance, that keep you fuller for longer. Sweet potato would be a good one. Now, that really comes under your healthy one. Your boiled potato doesn't. Still comes under carbohydrate, keeps you full, but that's not one of your 5 a day. Whereas your sweet potato is one of your 5 a day. Okay guys, so back to the beginning of the video when we were talking about our rainbow and our colour. Obviously this is a savoury dish, so we we have to think of fruit as well. Fruit will come under our 5 a day. So a handful of berries, a banana, all comes under your 5 a day and is healthy. You can include that into making your smoothies, which is really lovely. I mean, you can get your protein, your nuts and all that into your smoothies. We don't have to cook hot meals to get our 5 a day. Fruit juices are good as well, but they do have a lot of sugar in. So we are talking about just a small glass, 150 mils of fruit juice a day would be one of your 5 a day. So like I say, you know, enjoy food, go out there, look at colour, experiment, try things you haven't done before, but you will notice a big difference in your energy levels and staying fuller longer if you just think about the 5 a day and the nutrition value. So now we're off to enjoy our food, guys. Hope you enjoy yours. Hope you've enjoyed the video.
And don't forget to send us all your feedback. We'd love to see your videos. We'd love to see your comments. And if you really don't like it, we'd love to know that too.
Absolutely.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.